Hey traders, welcome back to another daily profit and loss recap video. Today is Thursday, July 6th. I just finished up trading for the morning and I locked in $404 in trading profits. Two trades, one of them a winning trade and one of them a losing trade. So in this video, we're going to break down these trades, talk about my thought process behind them, so that hopefully you can see how I was still able to end up with a profitable day, even with just 50% accuracy in my trading. Okay, so the first trade for me today was with the stock CRBU. This was a big gap up in pre-market, and if you watch these videos, you of course know that one of the ways that I like to trade in the morning is to wait for the stock market to open and then look for a continuation of these stocks that are gapping up in pre-market once the market opens and once that volume floods in. This is called a gap and go, and there are tons of different strategies for trading a stock that has potential for a gap and go. But the main thing that I'm usually looking for is an opening range breakout to get in for that gap and go setup. And with CRBU, we can see we have a nice open here. It pretty much starts to push up towards those pre-market highs right at the market open. And if we take a look over here at the Market Master group, we post the opening range breakout levels every single morning for the stocks that have the best potential for a gap and go. And today, CRBU had an opening range breakout level of $5.85. That was posted at 9:32 this morning, 2 minutes after the market opened. And taking a look at the intraday chart here, if we draw that line at 585, this is going to be our opening range breakout level. And we can see it pretty much immediately pushes above that level. I actually missed out on buying into that initial breakout, but what I noticed is that after it had that breakout, it started to pull back on lower volume. Low volume during a pullback is actually a sign of bullishness in the stock, because that tells us that there's not a ton of supply coming in. And you can see that once it pulls back into that opening range breakout level, it actually starts to act as a little bit of support. So I saw that as a sign that this was going to probably push back up and at least retest that previous high, if not break out to new highs. So that's when I actually bought into this trade. I had an average at about $5.89, and I had a total of 2,000 shares. I locked in a small portion of my profits on this candle here as it pushed back up into that morning high. And then I locked in the rest of my profits up in the mid sixes. And the reason for that is because I was noticing that there was some bearish volume divergences. What I mean by that is simply as the stock is breaking out to new highs, you'll notice that each new high, for the most part, has lower volume than the last. This is the initial one. We can see the underlying volume back there. The following high right here at 9:39 a.m. is above that previous high, but the volume is slightly lower. The same thing happens at 9:46 a.m. and then once again at 9:49 a.m. all the way up here at a high of $6.67. So again, in the Market Master group, I posted it's a good idea to lock in some profits here in the mid sixes as we're getting some bearish volume divergences into these new highs. And sure enough, it started to pull back from that level a bit and consolidate. So that's when I was out of the rest of my shares. On that trade alone, I ended up locking in $684 in profits, and that was the winning trade for me today. The other trade that I had was with the stock MULN. This was another big gap up in pre-market. We can see that it has this massive run with massive volume over the past trading day and in the extended hours trading session. Along with this gap up, if we take a look at the morning movers, we can see that the news for this stock was very bullish this morning as well. They announced a $25 million stock buyback program. When a company announces a buyback program, that's usually a sign that they believe that their share price is severely undervalued and that they believe their share price is going to rise in the near future. With that catalyst and with the upward momentum that we saw in the extended hours trading, this was one of my top watches this morning for a gap and go as well. And we can see at the market open, we get a lot of choppy price action. It kind of spikes up from the morning dip, up over the pre-market highs, consolidates for a bit, and then ends up rejecting back down and starting to sell off now to new lows. So I bought into this morning push as it was very briefly starting to hold above the 30-cent level. If we take a look at pre-market, we can see there are a few times here where 30 cents was acting as a level of resistance. So once I saw that it was starting to hold above that level for just a few minutes, that's where I bought into the stock looking for a push up to new highs. And I had to cut losses once it rejected back down and started to sell off under the VWAP. On that trade, I had a total of 10,000 shares and I ended up with a loss of $279. And while 10,000 shares does sound like a significant investment, because it is a very cheaply priced stock, that was only an investment of a little bit over $3,000. So the lesson here is that even though I only had 50% accuracy with my trading, I still was able to end up with a profitable day overall, locking in $404 in profits because my investment into my winning trade was a total of $11,778, whereas my investment into my losing trade was a total of just $3,052. So keeping your losses small and making sure that your profitable trades can easily outweigh those losing trades doesn't just have to do with how quickly you cut your losses on a losing trade. It also has to do with keeping your investments into your losing trade small and only adding into the setups that you have more confidence in and into the setups that are already moving in your favor. Okay, so all in all, it was a solid morning of trading, especially after taking Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off of trading because of the 4th of July. But I'm happy to be back to trading, and I'm happy that we're seeing some setups with some strong volume starting to pick back up. So hopefully we'll be able to end the week strong tomorrow. Stay tuned for that profit and loss recap video as well. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed and found some value in it. If you did, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you want to hear about these stocks that I'm trading and talking about in real time, and if you want to work with our team of traders, get our day trade and swing trade alerts, access our live scanner streams, and so on and so forth, all of that is available to the traders in the Market Master group, and there's going to be a link down below in the description where you can go ahead and get signed up. Anyway, thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and good luck with your trading.